We start off by doing a Miskatonic grey zenithal layering. You can use also a little bit of reverse zenithal, but leave the shadows a lot darker. Next we're using streaking grime for dark vehicles. This will give the model a very nice greyish-green dark look. Apply the grime all over the model and don't be stingy about it. Now let your model dry up a little bit or use a hairdryer, and once it's not visibly wet, come back with a Q-tip and a little bit of mineral spirits to remove the excess grime. Now I'm doing a Runelord brass on the metallics. We don't have to be too tidy about it at this point, because we are going to highlight it better after the final wash. Next, we wash the whole model with Abteilung 502 black diluted to a wash consistency. This wash will reactivate the streaking grime already applied, mixing the two washes for added effect. Next up, remove the wash with a Q-tip and only a drop of white spirits to reduce mechanical stress on the acrylics layers below. Carefully dab and swipe the rest areas such as muscles and tentacles. Add some highlights to the metallic parts using Runelord brass again. Metallic paints are prone to chipping when using mineral spirits, especially if you are like me and don't bother waiting for them to dry up. So, touching up some areas after the washes is a good way to fix any happy accidents. And as always, you can always take overly dark pictures to hide your crimes. I am mixing Miskatonic grey with Nuln oil, a 1-to-1 mix, so it's almost like a glaze. We are highlighting the raised areas on the model with this to add more depth and contrast. The next clips will show me airbrushing the magical glow on the hand. I'm using general dark purple color, for example Xereus purple. I also add a very small amount on the shadows and on the base to emphasize the shadows. Adding a blast with Baal crimson with few drops of white to make the flame more pink. Lastly, we finish the details for the model. For the teeth, I used Vallejo Ivory mixed in with the previous Miskatonic and Nuln oil glaze. After teeth have dried up, I used Carroburg Crimson with a little bit of mixing medium around the mouth to add a bit depth to it. Eyes were done with a glaze of ivory and Yriel yellow with a small dot of ivory in the center of the pupilla. To add a little bit of definition for the magical hand, or whatever you want to call it, I used a little bit of Miskatonic and Nuln oil mix to give it a brighter area in the middle of the glow. Also, adding a little bit of white after everything is done will highlight the flame a little bit more. The details part is where you can get creative. Mix and match whatever feels best for your miniature and your style. If you enjoyed the tutorial, consider following me on Instagram at grave.hammer and on Facebook at gravehammerminiatures. Happy wargaming and stay grimdark.